What would you ask of me? For my people. It shall be
Yes,
done.
my liege.
I am not afraid. It shall be done. As you wish. At your call. For my people.
Orders? Of course. On my way. To arms! Aye, my lord.
What would you ask of me?
Right.
Let me face the peril. For honor. It shall be done. For honor. For my people.
On my way. Right.
Let me face the peril. As you wish. I am not afraid. As you wish. For my people. What would you ask of me? It shall be done for honor. As you wish. For my people. For honor. It shall be done. It shall be done. As you wish. At your call. For honor. For my people. As you wish. For my people. Let me face the peril. It shall be done for honor.
Stand and deliver.
At your call for honor.
What do you need? Aye, my lord. Of course.
I am not afraid.
Say the word. Of course. Aye, my lord. What do you need?
Let me face the peril.
Say the word. On my way.
What would you ask of me? It shall be done. At your call.
Orders?
I am not afraid. As you wish. For my
For the Horde!
What would you ask of me? At your call. I am not afraid. Let me face the peril.
Should I mess someone up?
Yes, my liege. Right. Of course. What do you need?
At your call. I am not afraid. Let me face the peril. What would you ask of me? I am not afraid. Let me face the peril.
Right. Aye, my lord. On my way.
What would you ask of me? For my people, as you wish, for honor. It shall be done. At your call. For my people, for honor. As you wish. It shall be done. It shall be done for my people, as you wish, for honor. At your call, for honor. Let me face the peril, for my people, as you wish. It shall be done, as you wish. What would you ask of me? I am not afraid, for my people, for honor. It shall be done. At your call. Let me face the devil. I am not afraid. It shall be done for honor, for my people. Justice will be served as you wish.
Strike with great vengeance!
What would you ask of me?
Yes, my friend.
Order.
What you got?
Right.
Let me face the devil. I am not afraid. As you wish. At your call. It shall be done. What would you ask of me?
Of course. Aye, my lord.
What ails you?
I am not afraid. For my people. For honor. It shall be done. As you wish. For my people. For honor. For my people.
Say the word. On my way.
At your call. For honor. As you wish. It shall be done. It shall be done.
Is my aid required?
What would you ask of me? Let me face the peril. For honor. For my people.
On my way.
Let me face the peril. As you wish. At your call.
Right. Aye, my lord.
What would you ask of me? It shall be done. For my people. As you wish. For honor. As you wish. For honor. It shall be done. For my people.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
I am not afraid. As you wish. What would you ask of me? For my people. For honor. Let me face the peril. At your call. It shall be done. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. At your call.
It's hammer time.
As you wish.
Bending your gaze.
Let me face the devil. It shall Strike with great vengeance! At your call. For my people. Let me face the peril. I am not afraid. For honor. Defending your name. What would you ask? Sure. What would you ask of me? For honor, it shall be done as you wish. For my people. For honor. At your call. Orders? Of course. Let me face the peril. I am not afraid. At your call. What would you ask of me?
What do you need?
Let me face the peril. For my people, as you wish. It shall be done. For my people, for honor. It shall be done.
Say the word.
I am not afraid. Let me face the peril. I am not afraid.
Yes, my lord.
Justice will be served. I am not. Let me face the peril. Strike with great vengeance.
You need. On my way. Right.
What would you ask of me? As you wish. For honor, it shall be done. For my people, it shall be done. At your call. Let me face the peril. As you wish. Justice will be served. For my people. For honor. For honor. As you wish. What would you ask of me? It shall be done. For my people. For honor.
Orders?
At your call. Defending your name. It shall be done. As you wish, for my people. It shall be done, as you wish. For honor. For my people. For honor. I am not afraid.
What you got? Is someone injured?
I am not afraid. As you wish. It shall be done
Yes, my liege.
for my people. What would you ask of me? At your call, as you will. Let me face the peril.
On my way. Aye, my lord. Of course. Right.
What would you ask of me? Let me face the peril.
Say the word.
At your call.
Should I mess someone up?
Is my aid required?
What do you need?
I am not afraid. At your call, let me face the peril. I am not afraid.
Is someone injured?
What would you ask of me? For honor. Let me face the peril. What would you ask of me?
Right. On my way. Aye, my lord.
At your call.
Your allied towns under siege.
Yes, I am not afraid. Let me face the peril. At your call. At your call. What would you ask of me? I am not At your call. It shall be done. Let me face the peril. Strike with great vengeance! At your call for my people. I am not afraid.
On my way. Aye, my lord. Of course. Of course.
It shall be done. What would you ask for honor? As you wish. For honor. For my people. As you wish. It shall be done. It shall be done. For honor, as you wish. At your call, for my people, let me face the peril. For honor. As you wish. For my people. call, justice will be here. Let me face it. What did you ask? What would you ask for? At your call, as you wish, for honor. It shall be done.
What do you need? Aye, my lord. Right. Orders. Attack! On my way.
Of course. Let me face it. I am not afraid. In Nightbringer's name, have at me.
Orders. Aye, my lord.
What would you ask? At your call. I am not afraid. It shall be done. For my people. As you wish. For honor. Let me face the peril. For my people.
Right. Of course. On my way. Aye, my lord. Right.
Taste my steel.
Aye, my lord. Right. On my way. Of course.
I am not afraid. At your call.